Whilst most airplanes can fly between a range of 30,000 to 42,000 altitude maximum, the aircraft has beat that range. It can go as high as 45,000 to maximise the security of the President of the USA at its utmost. It has the world's most highly secured system to fortify not only powerful missiles, but also as deadly as nuclear attack. Even at an event, it did cause F-16 fighter jet to put up with its speed. This is Air Force One, the personal flying transportation system of the world's most valuable persons, the President of the US. No matter if the journey is short between the state's visit or long, spanning a country at one end of the world, Air Force One remains ready to take off with the VVIPs at all times. This aircraft is specifically made and modified by the world's oldest and largest aircraft company, Boeing, and customized by the US military. From the outside, you'll see a standard commercial Boeing 747, but this aircraft isn't what you're thinking. So, what makes Air Force One the world's most advanced and secure plane? We'll look into the facts a bit later. For now, let's go back a little to the past to know the history of the Air Force One. Today's trend of the USA's president to use a special plane originally started back in the early 1940s. It was World War II that called for the US then president named Franklin D. Roosevelt to be the first active US president to travel by airplane. However, the plane that he used at that time, which we know as Air Force One today, wasn't given any particular prestigious title like this, because it was just a modified military transport aircraft known as the C-54 Skymaster. Well, the glorious history of the presidential aircraft illustrates how it maintains a secrecy behind its advanced technology linked to top government operations. Air Force One's as the presidential aircraft journey started a long time ago, when it was backed by decades of technological advancement and strategic planning to meet the increasing demand and security of the US presidents over time. Roosevelt's adventurous nature kicked him off for the first flight by the airplane, called Wright Flyer, after the end of his presidential tenure in 1910. He received the crown of being the first former president to travel by a plane, and it then paves the path for the coming presidents in how presidents would use the plane in the future. This pioneering flight highlighted the potential of aviation for presidential transportation. Franklin D. Roosevelt's governance made air travel extremely indispensable for carrying out vital tasks of the presidents of the USA. He could foresee it wouldn't be too long when the airplane might be the only option for a VIP like the USA's president to maintain the international relation far and wide, and also direct the country at the time of war when staying ground for a president could be at stake. He became the first president to fly while in office, using a Boeing 314 Clipper during World War II to accomplish any presidential missions without creating gaps. In fact, he could attend the meeting like the Casablanca Conference, the Douglas Dolphin. It was the first official presidential plane that reflected the increasing importance of air travel for presidential needs. The Boeing 314 Clipper was specially adapted for President Roosevelt. This plane marked the beginning of having dedicated planes for presidents. Although there's no solid proof that Roosevelt flew in it, the plane shows the growing need for special transportation for the president. Next in line was the Sacred Cow. It was a modified C-54 Skymaster, which represented a major advancement in presidential air travel. This aircraft was customized with special features to take care of President Roosevelt's physical requirements, such as a retractable lift for his wheelchair. With such advancements, the Sacred Cow highlighted the progressing capabilities of presidential aircraft. The important role it played in transporting FDR to the Yalta Conference showed how essential it was for crucial diplomatic missions. After Roosevelt, President Harry S. Truman further developed presidential air travel by introducing the Independence, a C-118 Liftmaster. Named after his hometown in Missouri, this plane had a unique design, making it a clear symbol of presidential power and leadership. As the needs for how the president travels changed, the government got 4 Boeing 757s. These planes, called C-32As, were kind of secret and not officially talked about by the Air Force. They work alongside other planes used by important government people and quietly help them get around. Even though these planes are kept secret, they're super important. They show how technology and planning help keep the president safe and able to travel, even in emergencies. These planes are a big deal because they help the US stay connected with the rest of the world and show how much the country cares about being a leader globally. Before the name Air Force One became standard, each presidential aircraft had its own special code name. But things changed on May 18th, 1954. On that day, the 34th President of the US, Dwight D. Eisenhower, was aboard a 4-engine aircraft named Columbine II. That aircraft was flying towards another American state, North Carolina. Ensuring the safety and security of the president's flight was the top priority for the US Air Force. At the time, the plane's call sign was registered as Air Force 8610 with the air traffic control. Everything was going smoothly, but as the plane approached for landing, an unexpected issue arose. A commercial aircraft suddenly appeared on the radar, also using the call sign Flight 8610. This created immediate confusion for the air traffic controllers, who now had two planes with identical call signs in the same airspace. Both planes were of the same model, making it nearly impossible to determine which one was carrying the president. Despite the confusion, the president's plane landed safely. However, this incident exposed a critical vulnerability in the security protocol for the president's flights. In response to this alarming mix-up, the US Air Force implemented a new rule. From that point forward, any aircraft carrying the US president would use the exclusive call sign Air Force One. This change was made to ensure that such confusion would never happen again, and that's how this high-tech aircraft got its name. Air Force One was the term basically used for any Air Force aircraft that carried the president, but now it's commonly associated with planes designed specifically for presidential transport. Over the years, presidential aircraft have undergone significant advancements in technology and size. Initially, planes like the C-54 Skymaster were used for this purpose. However, by the 1960s, jet-powered planes such as the VC-137C, which was based on the Boeing 707, became the norm. These newer planes boasted faster speeds and longer ranges, which made them more suitable for presidential travel. In the 1990s, the VC-25A became the latest version of Air Force One. These custom Boeing 747-200B aircraft set a new standard for presidential travel with their advanced communication systems, upgraded security features, and luxurious amenities. Recently, plans were made to replace the aging VC-25A aircraft with the next generation VC-25B. These new planes are based on the Boeing 747-8 platform and are expected to be more fuel efficient, equipped with advanced technology and capable of meeting presidential travel needs for the foreseeable future. However, the exact date they will enter service is still uncertain. To talk a bit of numbers, each Air Force One plane costs over $206,000 per hour to operate. These aircraft are 6 stories high, 76 meters long, meaning they are longer than any commercial jet and weigh 378,000 kilograms each. Plus, they can fly at a maximum altitude of 45,100 feet. For now, their Air Force designation is VC-25, and their tail numbers are 28000 and 29000. There's no doubt that Air Force One is an extraordinary aircraft, and it flies with some extraordinary people, so it must meet the highest standards of security, efficiency, and luxury. To talk about the interior of the plane, it spans 4,000 square feet across 3 decks. The upper deck serves as a telecommunications center. The deck is full of high-tech features and equipment for communication. This technology acts as a mobile command center. The command center is equipped with state-of-the-art communication systems, which make sure the president can stay abreast and connected with global leaders, military commanders, and the White House. These systems include secure and encrypted channels for confidential communications, satellite connectivity for uninterrupted communication during long-haul flights, and a highly sophisticated command center that allows the president to conduct meetings and coordinate operations while airborne. Like the other commercial airplanes, the lower deck functions as a cargo hold and features a self-contained baggage handling system, sometimes carrying the president's personal vehicles. Even some highly armed vehicles to ensure zero compromise on the president's safety. The lower deck is perfectly organized for a secure management of all onboard luggage. And now, let's explore the middle deck, where most of the action takes place. In the quiet forward section of Air Force One, you'll find the presidential suite. This area includes the president's office and a private bedroom, complete with a shower. The suite is marked by a star-patterned carpet. It indicates the exclusive personal space of the president. Just outside the suite, there is an area specifically for the Secret Service agents. The plane also features the Situation Room. It is often called the Situation Room in the sky. This room is used for secure meetings and critical operations. It has seat belts with the presidential seal and is equipped with two types of phones: white phones for regular calls and beige phones for secure, classified communication. Additionally, the middle deck of Air Force One has living quarters for 70 passengers, along with various work areas. It includes a conference room and a dining room, as well as two fully equipped kitchens to prepare meals. Before you are wary of the president's health in the case of a medical emergency, a doctor is always on board Air Force One to accompany the president, no matter how sick or ill he or she gets during flight. And there is a surgery room equipped with the latest medical technology. The plane also carries an extra supply of the president's blood type and special vaccinations. So under any medical circumstances, the president can get primary treatment on the air. Let's talk about the exterior of the aircraft. It has a shiny blue and white design, instantly recognizable. There's a presidential seal on it, and the color scheme uses the official colors of the United States, representing national unity and strength. The seal emphasizes the plane's special status and its direct link to the president. There are some things about Air Force One you might not know. Despite its advanced security measures, the plane is highly self-sufficient, especially on long flights. One key feature is its ability to refuel in mid-air, meaning it can stay in the sky for long periods without needing frequent pit stops. This ensures the president's safety and allows continuous travel to remote or high-risk areas. This self-sufficiency is crucial for maintaining security and flexibility. Mid-air refueling not only extends the plane's range, but also enhances its strategic advantage. Now let's see how secure Air Force One is. Well, this giant of a sky is equipped with advanced security features. All of them are designed to protect the president and the aircraft. These include sophisticated missile defense systems, secure and hardened communication systems to prevent hacking and eavesdropping, and advanced radar systems for early threat detection. The aircraft is also equipped with various countermeasures to deter and defend against airborne attacks. The defense systems of Air Force One begin even before takeoff. The plane is stored in a highly secure hangar at Joint Base Andrews, just outside Washington, D.C. This base is protected by a military checkpoint and has two additional layers of fencing within its boundaries. According to military experts, Air Force One is actually safer in the sky than on the ground. One of the key features making it a flying fortress is its ability to make a non-stop journey of up to 14315 kilometers. With a top speed of 965 kilometers per hour, the aircraft is incredibly fast. Even during the 9/11's attacks, an F-16 which was escorting the Air Force One to Washington had to accelerate its speed to keep up the pace. The aircraft is heavily modified by the military to function as an airborne bunker. Its defenses include countermeasures against air-to-air missiles, ground-to-air missiles, and possible drone attacks. The body of the aircraft and the windows are armor-plated for added protection. Each exit is equipped with its own retractable staircase to prevent sabotage during landings. Air Force One's defense systems also include enemy radar jammers, and flares to disarm to heat-seeking missiles. The plane protects itself against electromagnetic pulses, and many other top-secret features are integrated to ensure maximum security. Security for each flight is planned with extreme care, whether it's a short trip to New York or a long flight overseas. Every flight is treated like a military mission. This means they plan for all possible situations, including different routes for taxiing on the ground. While in the air, Air Force One operates within its own secure airspace. This means that no other aircraft are allowed to come within at least 3 nautical miles of it. This secure bubble ensures that the president remains safe and uninterrupted during the flight. Additionally, every aspect of the flight, from takeoff to landing, is coordinated with military precision to avoid any potential threats or disruptions. These comprehensive security measures are in place to make sure the president remains safe at all times. For international trips, several support aircraft fly ahead of the Air Force One, like the helicopters and other security services. This air convoy includes the C-17 Globemaster, which carries the presidential motorcade, and the Beast, the president's armored limousine. Additionally, an E-4B Advanced Airborne Command Post, known as the Doomsday Plane, trails behind Air Force One. There are only 4 of these planes, and they act as airborne nuclear bunkers and command centers during nuclear emergencies. Interestingly, Air Force One usually does not have a fighter jet escort, except in crisis situations like 9/11 or during special media events. Instead, it always lands at secure bases, typically military installations rather than ordinary airports. Before the president's arrival, a team from the US military, Secret Service, and White House staff evaluates and prepares the airport weeks in advance. Air traffic control is instructed to divert any other flights scheduled to arrive around the same time, which can sometimes affect flights at nearby airports as well. The safety and precise operation of the aircraft are ensured by a team of highly skilled security personnel. This team, known as the Presidential Airlift Group, includes 2 pilots, a navigator, and an engineer. They undergo rigorous training to handle any situation that may arise. Apart from their usual duties, they spend many hours training with the Secret Service. This preparation covers a wide range of scenarios, from providing hospitality to addressing potential security threats. For example, before major presidential events like inaugurations, the crew participates in simulated attack exercises to be ready for any possible dangers. The pilots of Air Force One, all from the US Air Force, are skilled in evasive maneuvers in case of potential attacks. Funny enough, they've only had to use these skills once. During President Nixon's visit to Syria in 1974, the crew didn't know that the Syrian government had sent 4 MiGs to escort them. Thinking it was an attack, they pulled off some dramatic evasive actions, including a steep dive, to get out of the situation. For a while now, the Air Force has been using Boeing 757s for top government officials' travel needs. These planes, known as C-32As, were ordered from Boeing in 1996 and have been serving various high-ranking government and military officials since then. Back in 2009, the Air Force began searching for planes, both new and used, to meet government officials' travel requirements as mandated by Congress. As a result, 3 of these secret planes were officially registered that year. Before their Air Force service, these planes had quite different backgrounds. One had even flown with airlines like TWA and American Airlines. It's interesting to note that these planes have ties to L3 Harris Technologies, a company known for equipping commercial aircraft with advanced military technology. During a 2020 Air Force briefing, it was emphasized how these planes are equipped with special communication systems. These systems are crucial as they keep the president connected to the nation's nuclear arsenal. While the interiors of these secret planes differ from the public C-32s, they still have large seats and conference tables. Air Force One is more than just a plane. It represents America's power and leadership worldwide. It shows that America is strong, stable, and respected. When it lands in other countries, it shows that the US president is there, which reminds everyone how important relationships between countries are. Air Force One is also part of big moments in history, like when presidents are sworn in, or when significant laws are signed. It's not just a plane, it's part of making history. It's also famous in movies and books, which makes people think about the president's power and authority. While it may not be possible for a random citizen, you'll certainly find yourself dreaming of taking a flight on Air Force One.